Hey guys, Molly Marie here with bootyshorts.com, and I'm here today with the beautiful Courtney Daly.
Mhm.
And Courtney knows the business of beauty. She's based in Los Angeles, California. She leads teams of beauty experts, creating images from prep to post. She's known for her use of color. She delivers imagery that is colorful, dramatic, and confident. And she feels all images should communicate concepts, stories, and evoke feelings. And I definitely want to encourage you guys to go check out her website because her work is absolutely phenomenal. So,
Aw.
welcome, Courtney.
Thank you. So let's chat.
Let's chat. So,
Let's
yeah.
chat about photos.
So, you're coming to us from your studio in LA, right?
Yes, it's very cavernous right now. It's why I have an echo. That's why.
Ah, no worries. Okay,
I need more
so
stuff.
I need
That's
more
what it
stuff.
is. I need
So,
more stuff.
could you take us back to when you first got started and how you got to where you are today?
Okay, so time machine. Okay, so I always knew I wanted to be a photographer. Like I always did, but I had no idea how I was going to make that work because I was raised in the Detroit suburbs, and it's not exactly a fashion mecca. Most people wear like hoodies and stuff, like I do every day. So yeah, like trying to be like a photographer who was more interested in fashion or beauty just seemed like unobtainable. So I always had a camera. I was the weirdo who always had a camera, and my favorite story ever. Well, not I mean, it's one of my many favorite stories. However, um, one of my favorite stories is my neighbors had this old camera bag up in a closet all my life. And whenever I'd go, like they would let you like go into a certain closet and get like a can of Coke. And it was like very actually it was Pepsi because they were really weird about Pepsi, but it was always Pepsi. And
We'll save that story for later.
they were like, oh my God, that's a whole other day. But they would say like, "Oh, Courtney, you can have a Pepsi if you want," and I'm like, "Yeah." So I would go into the closet, grab the can, and see this like beautiful old like leather camera bag. So when I was about 11 or 12, I finally said like, hey, can I like look inside that bag? And they're like, yeah, of course. I brought it down. It was this beautiful old Canon, old meaning like 1980. And I took it out of its case and it was awesome. And I was like, can I borrow this? And they're like, yeah. And I still have it today.
Oh, cool.
I offered it back to them about 4 years ago. I was like, hey, do you want your camera back? And they were like, oh, what camera? I'm like, the one I borrowed when I was like 12 out of your closet. I still have it. It's in pristine condition, but it's what I started my business with. Like I always carried it around. It helped me learn about photography. I learned by like trial and error and like studying the numbers and then like, taking photos of my cats or
How
flowers or
old were
whatever.
you
So
at that time?
like 12 or 13.
Oh, crazy.
So
That's cool.
yeah, so I never like so once I got into college, all my college friends tell me that I used to get really drunk and talk about how I wanted to be a photographer. Who knew? And meanwhile, I was getting a degree in communications and thinking I was going to work in an office and have like a normal job. And I started like kind of like I was a makeup artist and I started playing in makeup and trying to build my portfolio. And like no one would shoot like beauty the way I wanted them to. Like all the guys in Detroit were like, just make her look hot. And I was like, yeah, cool, but can I make her look pretty too and like confident? Like, yeah. And like I always say for me, like a lot of times, like I think that especially old school photographers will always shoot girls like they should be saying, like, tell me I'm pretty. Where
Mhm.
I like women to look like they would say, like, I know I'm pretty. I know I look amazing. Like I love that confidence. That's what I'm looking for. So I would always try to like tell these photographers I was working with, like, hey, can we look like more confident and more like assured of themselves? And they're like, yeah, let's put her in a swimsuit. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't work like that. So yeah, I started shooting my own work on a necessity with that Canon, and then it kind of went crazy. Like within 3 months, I had like I was with the agencies in Detroit, and I had worked with like all the top girls there, and things went really, really fast and out of control and awesome. And I found myself at a crossroads where I had to go somewhere bigger. So that's why I'm now in Los Angeles.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah, it
awesome.
was never like a plan. It was never like, this is how I'm going to do this. This is what's going to happen. Like everything I thought was going to happen with my life, which I was kind of like bummed out about. Like, well, I guess I'll work in an office. Like, that sounds great. Like, I'm not that person at all. Like, I can't be a caged lion in an office. Like, that makes me like freak out so bad. Like, even having
I
like,
could not see either of us working
no,
in a corporate
no,
environment.
we would be the jerks in the office. Like we would like never get anything done and be like,
We would
so
be
I
like making paper planes and like that little finger game and be like, oh,
oh my
which boy
God,
are we gonna have a crush on?
I've still been doing that today. I'm like, so yes, this is what you're thinking for lunch today, you know? And yeah, it would be so hard. And I did that for a while. I did work in an office for a while and I would look outside and if it was like a sunny spring day in Detroit where it was like, ooh, it's 50 outside. I would literally have my hands against the
Swimsuit
glass,
season.
like, oh my God, please let me outside. Like, I had a really awesome job. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a normal job, but it's just not for me. So when it like I had this job and I was running my studio part time in Detroit, and it was going really well, but I was really afraid of taking that jump. And I've been having a really weird, like retrospectively thought-based week, like last week. It's a long story, but uh, you don't have enough time for
Stories
that.
with Courtney, next edition.
Seriously, I should have like a smoking jacket, like a pipe. I'm like, let me talk about the
We can do
past.
that for the next interview.
Okay, I'm gonna go shopping then. I'll hold you to it, Molly. I will. You know I will.
I will fly to LA for this
Oh my
shopping
God.
occasion.
Hot chocolate, a hearth, and a fire. All we. I don't have any of these things, but I'll build.
Okay, so I think we're gonna get a little off topic here. I absolutely love this. So
What?
I'm gonna ask you this: when you
Ooh.
were first getting into, really taking your business from, we all start out from just loving photography and it's a hobby and blah blah blah. So, what do you think was one marketing technique that you used to really get the ball rolling for getting like revenue coming into your business?
Okay, so I think that, I mean, no matter what you do, and especially now, I mean, I started like 12 years ago with my business, so it was a kind of different time. But I mean, even today, it's more about like having that networking already set in place to make the money. So, it's like building your book and like, getting to know the right people. So back then, I was a makeup artist. So I had already worked with all these beautiful girls as a makeup artist. So when it came time for me to make my book to present to other people to make money, I was like, I know all these gorgeous girls who, if I call them and like leave them a really geeky voicemail, they're going to say, yes, I'll do a photo shoot. So that's exactly what I did. I was like, hey, like, and even when I came to LA, I didn't know anyone in Los Angeles at all, besides one really crazy person. And I was like, how am I going to make this work? Like, I don't know anyone there. So I wrote all these really geeky emails to the top girls in LA. And I was like, so listen, like, I've been watching your portfolio. It's absolutely beautiful. I would love a chance to photograph you. Like, I promise I will not put you in my trunk with an axe. Like, I'm really
This is
nice.
a template, you guys. Write this down. I mean, this is
Yes,
word for
take
word.
notes verbatim. It will work. But no, it was all of them responded like, this is the funniest email I've ever received in my life. And I'm like, I promise you, like, I'm not like a
Did a
serial
lot of
killer.
people respond wanting to do it?
Every single one.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's
So
incredible.
I did this before I moved to LA. And the minute I got to LA, I had all these girls lined up. So within 3 days of arriving in Los Angeles, I went and got my first studio here. 3 days in, I had my first photo shoot, and it was like full speed ahead. Because also the pressure of going to a new city that is immensely expensive was such a great motivator for me. Because if I didn't make it happen, I wasn't making money. Like I would have to move back to Detroit very fast, and there was
True.
no way.
You're
There
like,
was
I'll either be homeless in California, which maybe sounds better than Detroit.
sometimes there's moments. I love the D. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, I just moved like moving across country when you were like poor and like young is like the worst thing ever because you just don't have like, hey, I'm gonna hire a guy who does this and enjoys this. Like it's you doing it. So you find yourself in this like giant truck as white as the road, driving through like stinky areas of the country, and you're like, wow, this is really overwhelming. Like this is nuts. And then once you get there, you're like, I can't ever go back. Like I'm stuck here now because I just spent 6 grand driving my cat across the country. So
So
you know,
so you reached out to these girls that you knew through, I'm sure like Facebook
like
groups or like just in the
kinda,
industry
yeah,
of makeup kind of,
yeah,
and then you just said, so you just focused on building your portfolio and making it amazing so that
right.
companies would want to hire you?
Right. Right.
Okay.
It's the same thing. So, I mean, even like with your business, and you know how this goes, it's like sometimes you have to work on like passion projects. So, it has to be something that's just for your book that's going to help you bring in more revenue and kind of like drive marketing. So, like, either you can take your time and say, I'm going to find the right client, which may never happen, or it could take months to find the girl who's the right girl for that marketing you want to do, or you make it happen, you manifest it to happen, and then you have it done and you're making money from it. So it's like the things I do for most of my work is commercial work. So meaning I work for like magazines or commercial clients. I don't have private clients. So like usually if I want to like get a certain client, like let's say right now I'm targeting Clinique. Like Clinique is like my goal for the year. It is like my thing. So I am literally bringing girls in my studio, shooting them on my own dollar that I know are like the perfect Clinique
Hmm.
faces. And I'm shooting Clinique style campaigns
Does
so that I'm
Clinique end up wanting to ever use those people, or is it more like
no,
they're
it's
getting
what
there?
they have to just see their product in my work.
That's
So I
cool.
have to really target my work for certain clients. So like I have PDF portfolios that are made for just hair companies, just
Hmm.
for really funky hair companies, for skincare,
So
for
it's like
fun
separate
makeup.
niches, and
Everything's
like
separate.
you're niching so much that they're like, we have to have you, because
Right.
otherwise they have to like really envision it too much, and they're
Too
not
much.
sure.
I mean, it's like I mean, how many times have you seen something you're like, I'm kind of interested, but how does this
Yeah.
apply to me? Like, I don't even understand it. Like, is this for me? Like, for example, like I happen to be a plus size girl. And recently, I've always like wanted to take a yoga class. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I just don't want to take a class and show up and be the girl who makes all these weird noises. And like, I'm stuck. Like, I
Oh,
just,
that's me. We'll
just
go
don't.
together. We'll go
I'm like,
together.
oh my God. Like, hopefully they'll do like a private class because I have all these weird anxiety issues with that kind of stuff. So recently I felt like, well, I know they marketed right to me. And I was like, this is brilliant. Because I know what I fall for as a
Right.
consumer. So that's how I make my marketing based on what I fall for. So for example, like this beautiful like little water bottle meter I just bought.
That's actually my favorite. Is that Smart Water? Yeah.
Well, yes, no, but this is a meter. Check this out. This
Oh.
blinks. I don't drink every 30 minutes and I'm an idiot. I
Ooh.
don't drink enough
Because I'm
water.
an idiot.
This, I'm an idiot. And I will like totally go dehydrated and I'll see dots and go, why am I seeing dots? This blinks every time I haven't drank in 30 minutes to remind me to drink my water.
That's
It's so
cool.
smart.
What's it
It,
called?
I think it's called Ello.
Okay,
It's, oh,
cool.
it's blinking right now. It's so cute. It's
I'll
like,
have to title
it's,
this interview like how to market with passion projects and also make sure you drink water.
yeah, drink water because otherwise you see spots and it's weird. You sweat more than you should. But that was like marketed right to me. And I was like, take
Yeah.
me, please. You know, so same thing when I'm doing a campaign for like an actual, like a targeted marketing campaign. So I have to go like, well, this company is more about clean, pretty beauty, like no makeup. So I have to send them a whole portfolio of just no makeup. So it's girls perfected. But I can't send them like something that looks like a matte campaign and be like, enjoy, because they're like,
Right.
what is going on here? Like, this is great, but it has nothing to do with us.
This is
So the
cool
same thing
because
with your
it's
job,
like
you
if
know?
you do commercial or glamour or boudoir or really anything, you can like so for example, a few years ago somebody came who had a lingerie line and they
Mm-hmm.
came to me and they set up a meeting and they were like, "We potentially want to hire you to photograph this line of lingerie." Now the story actually doesn't end very well. They basically
Womp
but
womp.
it's a good learning story, so I'm going to share it. But basically they came in and I showed them my portfolio and the lady you could tell was like totally underwhelmed and I was like what's I was like what were you looking for something different or whatever
Yeah,
and she couldn't like my clients are all average women like she couldn't
right.
envision her clothing on these women like she wanted to see models
Of
and
course.
like and that makes
Yeah.
sense. It's exactly what you're doing. Like obviously I don't position myself in a way where that's like my goal is to get campaigns because that's not what I do. But for everyone listening, like no matter what niche you do, make sure that like if you want to shoot plus size girls or have a campaign that's all for plus size girls, niche it
Yeah.
completely down to that.
Hi. Figure it out. Like find out who you like. I'm a weirdo. I can be a creeper sometimes. So I will find like the right face and be like, she will be mine. So I will like no, like write my
Goals.
geeky emails. I'll go onto like Instagram and be like, hello. Like I think you're really amazing.
Hello,
Like
I'm
I will
Courtney. They're like,
hello. Would you like to see my fancy studio? But like no, it's all about that relationship you build. And then I mean, for me, that's what in my industry is called testing. So I'm like in the 80s back when like people had giant hair and they did weird stuff, they would do testing. And so photographers would have girls come in and they would just test their new lighting situations. So sometimes it worked out, sometimes it did not work out, but that was testing. So a lot of models would constantly go to these like really well-known photographer studios and say, hey, are you testing this week? I'd love to test with you to
ah,
build their books. So now it's different. Like now we're not like testing lights all the time. It's really rare. I'm like, let me test something. So, but more so, I'm using those days of testing to build my book, the way I would like it to. So, I mean, there's a lot of campaigns I shoot that like no one sees except for that campaign on the person's website or their marketing materials because it's just not my style or it doesn't really convey what I want to convey in my business. So I'm like, that's cool. I'm glad you're happy. Thanks for the check. Awesome. But it's not for my book. So it's like, you don't have to put everything in your book that you do. Like it's not necessary. Like market to your target client.
Yeah, that's perfect. So for you, is the main way that you're generating revenue then, focusing on your portfolio, like it sounds like you're sometimes even thinking about the clients that you want or people just come to you. So it's mostly like big commercial projects, right?
Mostly. And like, yeah, so I mean there's always people on my list that I'm like, I really want that job so bad. Like my list is ridiculous. It seems impossible, but the impossible can be possible sometimes. So like let's say I was just in New York and I did a bunch of meetings with different companies in New York and I wrote once again very geeky emails and just said like, this is my goal to shoot for your company. This is my history with your company. This is why I would love to do this. Here's my portfolio. And we got great responses. But like if you can write like 200 emails, you'll probably get back to like 10 responses when it comes to major companies in New York. So 10 was like, yeah, 10's awesome. So like we had wrote emails to like Elle, Clinique, Redken, Allure. I really want to shoot for Allure. Like that is a crazy goal of mine.
I saw, didn't you post something about, or no, maybe not.
I've shot for Allure in the past.
Okay, maybe that's
but it was an international edition of Allure, which is still pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like it was like definitely one of those ones.
You're
like,
like, it's not. You're like, it's not that cool.
It's just like it's like a Russia or something. I don't know. No, it was like really exciting because like as a girl who was raised on like these beauty magazines, I would look at that was the one I felt was like most sincere. I'm most like I could potentially have hair like that because that girl has fuzzy, crazy hair, and I dig it. Like. So I've always loved Allure. So I wrote them and they're like, oh, we love your book. We'd love to take a peek at it. So I'm going to keep working at them. And once again, keep working on shoots just that look like Allure tear sheets, meaning open that magazine, tear out that photo, tear sheet.
And you do too. I know you have a really active Instagram account. Are you still doing a lot with Instagram?
Instagram's one of those things that like I go through waves. Okay. I do try to make sure I post often.
Is it more of just being out there for you so that people can find you, or is it something you use for marketing, or not really?
It's all marketing. So like I was like, I post my cats on it a lot and like the hummingbird outside my house. And I was like, cool. I never understand social media initially. I'm always like, cool, I get to share pictures of my life. And then I hired like a marketing girl who was like, what are you doing? Like no one cares about your cat.
No one wants your hummingbird on here.
No one cares about your plate that you bought at a resale store. I'm like, it's German. Like it's amazing. So yeah, I was like, dude, like she's like, no one cares about your cats. I'm like, you're wrong. My cats are amazing. And like, I was like, shut up. So I basically had to kind of revamp my website. So if you go back to like my Instagram from like maybe a year and a half ago, it is cat photos and stuff because they're kind of awesome and they're my family. But otherwise, it's more about targeting. I never realized the reach that Instagram had until about a year and a half ago. And just the people who find me through Instagram is mind-blowing. And everyone's doing their research now. So when a client's interested in working with me and is referred to me, the first thing they seem to do is go to my Instagram and look at my Instagram.
Do you utilize like hashtags or any of that stuff?
I do. Okay. Ooh, I do. And I'm starting to do a couple new hashtags right now because it seems like even if like let's say we use like one, like recently we had a photo that we like the makeup artist used like Tom Ford lipstick and then use like Anastasia Beverly Hills like eyebrow pencil or whatever, and so we hashtagged that and both of the companies regrammed it.
Ooh.
So it was like, wait, what? Like Tom Ford just.
So you make sure, and I've noticed a lot of people doing this on Instagram too, like if they, and I know they're not like just purposely buying the products, but like stuff that they really use and love, that they place it in the photos so that they can tag. That's really smart.
Yeah. And like, it's like when you do like a styled shoot where you're doing styled product, which is something I also do, but especially when someone's face, it's like when we do something that's like targeted for that company. And let's say we do a shoot that's like a beautiful girl and she looks amazing. It looks like a campaign image.
So you would take her like eye or whatever and even though it's not like a thing of mascara, like she's wearing that mascara. Okay, I get it.
We'll say like, hey, this company, like loving this product. And it's pretty crazy how far that goes. Like, it's shocking how much you can like walk to someone's door now and be like, knock, 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 look, where like 10 years ago, you couldn't really get that kind of reach. So yeah, it's been a different kind of game, and like watching my like younger counterparts and like my cute little assistants who come in and are like, oh my god, like totally get this app, it's amazing, it's crazy. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's do this, and then it works. It's just a matter of like really figuring out like once again, who is your target client. So if you are shooting boudoir, like you've got to figure out like what's your client looking at, like what are they interested in, like
Do you
kind of
think
really
like tagging like their lingerie could, because I think that could be really
uh
cool.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so like
Or
hey, your
shoes.
shoes or whatever, or like necklace, like someone who makes like custom necklaces or headpieces or whatever, like that could be your market right there. So if you know like you shoot more
Oh, nice. Even
like
like baby
right,
photos, I'm thinking like with those cute little head things, like they could tag that. Yeah, that's brilliant.
every everything you work on can be tagged in some way, and find someone who's going to help you build your business. So I mean, like I always try to make sure I'm kind of tagging everyone who's involved, whether they know they've been involved or not. And then on top of that, it's yeah, think about like, okay, let's say you do like really bright and airy boudoir that's gorgeous, you know, and it's like really like, oh, it's really like white and like fresh. You're gonna find like lingerie companies that have more of that really pure, beautiful look to it, more like the beautiful like white laces and like different stuff that just like, oh, it's so pretty. And then, but let's say you're more of like the sussy and like nutty photographer who has like the darker stuff. It's more like Victoria's Secret, like the campaigns that are like there's like lightning going off and stuff.
That's exactly your work all the time, right?
I, I'm
Only
like
lightning and smog
only lightning
and
only
fog machines.
can't control it after a while. I'm like conjuring storms in my studio. That's one of my many problems in life right now. Like this is turned into like a movie from the 90s, by the way. Like, yeah, the photographer with a problem. But yeah, no, it's pretty amazing because you know it's like you just gotta figure out, and like you never know too. Like if you find like designers who do that, who might be looking for more exposure, they could say like, oh, let's work on something together. Like I'll send you like a giant, you know, crate of stuff, and you're like, cool. And then you can like Scrooge McDuck into a pile of like awesome bras and stuff, and everyone wins. So
So out of everything that we've covered so far, like, you know, Scrooge McDucking
yeah,
and, you know,
so
Instagram and,
Scrooge
you know, passion project marketing and all this stuff, if you could, you know, tell those listening like one specific thing to focus on and take away from this conversation, except for cats, you're not allowed to say cats, what would that
Mm,
be?
I like walk away. I drop the mic and walk away. Okay, no, I think the most important thing you could take from this is figure out who your client is or who your target client is. When I first started shooting, I shot everything I could make money doing. Like, sure. I never had like anything. Like I knew my style and I knew how it applied, but I never really realized until like I came to LA and I was a jack of all trades. I was shooting like girls' fashion portfolios and I was shooting like everything. And now literally I do not shoot shoes. I don't want to shoot your shoes. I don't want to see your feet. I don't even care about your knees. I don't want to see your
I
knees.
don't
I
really
want to
do,
see
feet aren't really in my photos either, so
like I
yeah,
just don't. So someone's like, I want to shoot fashion. I'm like, I don't shoot fashion. I'm like, you don't? I'm like, nope. Like you can wear like fuzzy slippers and pajama pants. I do not care. Like I will not see them in my shots. So I once I became aware of what I like to shoot and made rules in my business, things really blossomed. But until you get there and you're like, I don't know, I think I want to shoot it all. Like you can't really figure out your brand until you get there.
oh, that's brilliant. Okay, so niche down and create rules in your business so that you can
Yeah.
grow. So, what is
And
the
don't be afraid
best?
to say no to you because you have rules. Like you're able to say, no, I'm sorry, that's just not my genre. I
Yeah,
just don't.
saying no, I think people always say it's bad, but it's good.
It's
So,
really good. Yeah.
yeah. So, what's the best way that we can connect with you online?
Ooh, that's how many ways you want to. Awkward. I'm like, okay, guys, stop rating me. So I have a website. Actually, I have three websites.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. Tell
no,
us
why?
more.
Do you want to know more seriously? I have a website for my mentoring. So I started mentoring probably about, do the math here, like 4 years ago now. And I've traveled all over the United States teaching photographers different skill sets and different things. And so I have a website for my mentoring, which is called photobeautycoach.com. And you can go there and see like where I'm teaching, where I'm going. Like I was just in New York doing a workshop there and it was really fun. Oh my God. And the models there are like so bananas. Like, oh my God,
Yay.
so good. And I like bananas, so it's a good thing. But yeah, I have that website, and then also I have my personal website to see my work. So you can see if you look at my website, there's a very particular look and style to my work.
And it's
Um,
Courtney Daly.
Courtney Daly, just CourtneyDaily.com. So if you go there, you can see that I've actually narrowed down my likes, narrow down my look. You can see it's mugs. It's all I do is pretty mug shots. So yeah, you can see and get an idea and a flow of how I'm doing things and how I'm marketing to different companies.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. And we will definitely connect and put the links below this video. And I
Yay!
know we will chat again really, really
Oh
soon.
yeah, clearly.
All right, bye.
Bye.